What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the Unfiltered Trainer podcast. I'm your host, Gina, aka Gina Marie Fit. And I told you last year that the game was changing in 2025. And as you can see, we're taking this show on the road. If you're watching this on Spotify or YouTube, you are seeing we are filming in real time at the Water Cooler Studio in downtown Tampa. And if you're listening to the audio, you should be pleased because we have upgraded the audio package. Your girl got professional mics, and we are going to expand this podcast, and we're going to start celebrating and shouting out those who are doing the most in their community, leveling up others, inspiring, empowering, and making 2025 the best game-changing year yet. So, introducing my first ever interviewee candidate. I have a guest on the podcast, y'all. So, I want to welcome Kelly. If you see her on social media, it's going to come up WellWithKells. And so we're going to break into who is she, what's she all about, and then we're going to do some fun kind of just blast questions to get to know her better and just talk about health and wellness. The big thing about the Unfiltered Trainer is we're here to be unfiltered. We want to just be open, honest, real, and we want women to know that they don't have to feel shame to share their story and nothing has to be scripted. So welcome, Kelly. Hi, thank you so much for having me. Happy Monday. I'm just grateful you're doing this on a Monday. Of all the days to do it, great day here in Tampa, Florida. If you're seeing the background, ladies and gentlemen, it is not the sunshine state lately. It's become my whole personality, but we're moving and grooving. We're making moves regardless of the weather. So we're going to get into it. First, just tell everybody who you are, what it is that you do from a professional standpoint, and then we're going to talk about your side hustle.
Awesome. So I'm Kelly. I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I moved here to go to USF, go Bulls. And then I stayed to do public accounting. And now I transitioned out of public accounting. I did that for 9 years. And now I'm doing corporate accounting for the past year.
And so how do you like that working with the beauty brand compared to who you worked for before?
It's just really completely different ball games. If you know anything about public accounting, you know what I'm talking about. Public accounting is very deadline. So then it's very exciting. Everyone's go, 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 lots of urgency. It's a focus on one business with a lot of different facets in betweens. So it's been really cool seeing the inside and kind of like the opposite side of what I'm used to looking at in business.
How did you get into accounting? Because I feel like we met because we used to go to the same gym, and in college, I only think I passed calculus because he felt sorry for me and because I had a scholarship, so I had to do pay to maintain. But numbers were not it. I cried in that class. So how did you get it? Like, how did you know that's what you wanted to do?
Okay, super normal reaction to accounting. But I went to school and I initially applied for psychology because I've always been really interested in how people work, what drives them to do what they do. Quickly switched to business because I realized that was probably going to be better for me long term personally. And then when I was in my business classes, you do all your general classes, and I took accounting. And it was the first class that made me stop and like have to critically think about something. And I was like, okay, all right, like let's see what this is about. And then to major in accounting, we used to, I don't know if it is like this now, but you had to take a test to get accepted into the school. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go take the test. And if I pass it, I'll major in accounting. Because if I do accounting, I can still do other areas of business, but it's harder to get into accounting if you're not majoring in it for the public sector. So I was like, okay, pass the test. And then I majored in accounting. And here we are. I did do a brief detour, like summer before, did an HR internship on a whim. Loved it, love HR, but still decided to like stick with accounting. And so when I graduated, I was like, okay, I'm just going to get an internship and see if I like it. I did audit. I was at like a medium-sized firm, so not big four. Loved it. Like my first week on the job, I was at a client talking to the president of their company, and I had a good team. I got to learn so much in such a small amount of time. And then there was. So it's more like the people aspect that I liked, and then the numbers are the numbers. I'm still a nerd. I like the puzzle of it. So
Listen, y'all know on this podcast, nerd status is where it's at because we nerd out on this podcast. A couple episodes ago, I gave a whole educational seminar on gut health, and it was very nerdy. And I'm sure it was very helpful, but it was very nerdy. And I love these moments. I love it. So, with being in accounting, what does your day-to-day life look like? What's a normal day for you?
it's probably not the typical accounting because I left the audit world and I'm now helping coordinate an audit of a company. So mine is more helping bridge the gap between what the auditors are asking for and what we have and the lingo used inside the company because sometimes they're very different. So it's a lot of coordinating schedules, reviewing support, making sure the numbers are numbering and they're following our rules, but also what I know the auditors are looking for.
Actual math, non-girl math. I feel like girl math could really get you into some trouble working in finance. So when you're not at the office, what do you do?
When I'm not in the office, I'm working on a side hustle now. It was taken over my life completely. That I'm with my dogs.
And what kind of dogs do you have?
Oh my gosh. I have two 8-pound dogs. They're like cat size and they're both mixes. One, I think, is a Pomeranian poodle mix, but he looks like a white Yorkie. And then the other one, she's brown and white and she's some sort of Papillon mix, but she's got the big old butterfly ears. Yeah.
So let's dive in. The reason why I wanted to have her as one of my first interview candidates is because we do the most here. And you guys know that is that we're all about the thing here to inspire and empower other people to rise above because you're not defined by a title or a degree. There's nothing you can't do in this life. So you've been in health and fitness for a long time. Talk about your journey just with your own personal physique, learning what you wanted to do. You had quite a story with that. So kind of break down what your journey was like to get to this point.
Right. So I guess we'll start when I was growing up. I was always very active. I grew up by the beach. I was always outside, climbing trees, riding bikes, swimming, you name it. There I was. In high school, I did a lot of sports. I did cheerleading, soccer, swim. And then when I went to college, I had foot surgery.
Gosh.
I had a bunion. Yeah, I know. Me in the retirement home in there, I had a bunion. They had to take it off. So it kind of cut my sports in half. But then I had my rehab. Oh my gosh, can't believe I just told you about my bunion.
Listen, we're here for it. We've talked about a lot of things. There have been tears on this podcast. No, and it's okay. We're not the type of people to make fun of people. So we're here for it. I like that you're old. I feel 85 years old most days. So I'm here for and honest, be honest, I specialize in geriatrics. Those are my people. We do love that. Yeah. It's like my OG job. I've always worked in like nursing homes and rehab. I love old people.
Oh my gosh. No, but I love that. And then after that, after I was rehabbed, I used to run all the time because I didn't really know how to lift weights. And if you know, you know, it wasn't as easy to find like tutorials online when I was starting that journey. So I'd go to the gym, I'd run a shit ton, and then I'd be in there doing the machines, but no real structure, no purpose. Then I kind of just stopped doing any sort of physical activity. I was working my job and only running. And then I was, went out partying, living in my early 20s. And then I don't know what happened, but I just woke up one day. I was like, I don't really like myself. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't like how I look ever. I couldn't have been thinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like,
We've all been there.
I'm like, I just don't like what I'm seeing. I was obsessed with being skinny. I would eat super healthy during the week. And then I'd like binge shrink, eat bad. And then it was like, okay, I got to burn all this shit off. Like a punishment. You know what I mean? Not a healthy relationship. Fast forward, I meet my now husband and he lifts weights. So our first date, we went to Crunch Fitness.
Oh, we daddy, Briz. Wait, I love this.
Yeah, I work out. It's chill. I work out. We go to the gym. He's like, yeah, we're going to do back and biceps. Oh my God.
Why is it that it's always biceps? Like, I talk about this all the time at the studio. Anytime it's a lower body day and the men are fatiguing out, what do? They turn and they curl their biceps and they stare at their bicep when they do it. It irks me so much. I was saying to them, of all the things I taught you, you still only know how to curl your biceps? It's always, he wanted to flex on you. Oh, he liked to. He wanted to flex on you.
He's like, we'll do back and biceps. I'll take you through it. I never told this man I had not lifted a weight in my life. So we get there and he's like, yeah, we're going to do cable rows. I'm like, easy. Give me that. I'm also highly competitive. Oh, like, for sure, I could do that. Lift the weight. Oh my God, the weight, buddy. Halfway through the workout, I can't move my left arm. It's stuck up here. He's still bell. I'm like, whatever. It worked out. We got T flats after because there used to be Tijuana flats right there. And then when we said goodbye, you're going to die. He's from South America. So in Latin culture, they kiss you on the cheek to greet you and say goodbye. Oh, so I go to hug him goodbye. And he goes to kiss my cheek. I think he's going for a smooch. And I'm like turning my head and he's reaching for my cheek. Here we go. And I listen, I'm like, ugh, just like that. Turn around, walk to my car, sat in the car. I start screaming. I'm calling your friends. I'm having a meltdown. And he texts me. He's like, are you okay? You haven't left yet. Waiting for me to leave. I was like, oh my God. Choked up.
Oh my god. When you guys got married, did you share that story with everybody?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everyone thinks it's hilarious, and he tried to act like he didn't know. He's like, "Oh, I didn't even notice." And then he's like, "I noticed, I just didn't want you to."
That's how you know he's a real winner, though. That's sweet of him. Oh, it was so bad. What would you say going through all of that was the most challenging aspect of your health and fitness journey?
I'd say the most challenging for me personally was getting over comparing myself to other people and just the vast amount of information available to me. Everyone trains for a specific reason. Everyone has something that works for them and something that doesn't work for them. So I tried everything under the sun. I would go with Nico and he would do his workouts. And I was training like a man bodybuilder. And I was like, I can't be here for 3 hours a day. Like, this isn't it. Then I'd go in and I just did legs all the time. But it was always like random workouts I saw on Instagram. So it was changing, no real structure. I didn't know anything about nutrition. Then enter my fat burner phase. I don't know if you saw my story the other day.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh, no. Okay, here we go. I went through a phase where I was like, let me take all the supplements in the world. I'm going to get so snatched. I took the fat burner and went to the gym because my favorite influencer did it. And I was like, smash, squeak. Almost shit my pants. Here I am in the middle of the gym. And I'm like, what's happening? I've got to shit my pants literally. There I am, like, skedaddling across the gym. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't work for me. I know there's people it works for. They say it works for them. It didn't work for me.
I feel like it's kind of, and we all know no shade. It's kind of the problem with society right now is the fact that it doesn't take, you don't have to be certified to post on the internet and everybody's sharing everything, but no one actually shares what's really going on step by step. You're saying the aesthetically pleasing videos, the perfectly angled workouts, but no one actually talks about what they're really doing 24/7. Like even like when people share like full day of eating. Okay, and, like, you know that's not it, and I feel like your story is so smart because it's so spot on, like, everybody's done it, we've all had influencer workouts. I've over supplemented like no other, now I've, like, only used very specific supplements because all you see is, like, every selling their stacks of supplements, right, their sponsor. You're like, "Well, if I wanna look like that person, I'm gonna do everything they're doing." And guess what? 9 times out of 10, you could do everything that that person does, and you're never going to look like that person. So just learn as we both have seasoned veterans here, stay true to you because it's not bad and it's not going to get you anywhere. Tell me now, on the other side of wellness, how do you balance maintaining living a healthy lifestyle and trying to like actually go out and enjoy your life?
I find it really easy in the past couple years. I know I talked a little bit about how I go out and party a lot, and that probably carried through my later 20s, but I really like don't drink anymore. Not saying it's a bad thing. I just personally don't have a healthy relationship with it. So I do drink. It's like once a quarter, one drink. So that really helped because it sounds so bad, but it kind of cut out a bunch of people in my life who were only there for the going out aspect. So I'm extremely picky with who and how I spend my time. I have a tight circle of who I would have considered my friends. So when we hang out, like, we go out, we eat, we have fun, we dance, but like they're not pressuring me or saying I'm being boring and they have my best interest in mind. You know what I mean? Like, not that it's anyone's responsibility to have my best interest, but they do. So it's figuring out who matches my lifestyle. And I think too, like I'm more confident being myself. And it also weeds things out and helps me set clear boundaries of things like I do and do not accept. So that's really how I found balance. But like it's really hard to do that sometimes.
It really is. And I honestly think one of the most beautiful things that happens as you get older is your circle does get small. And it's hard because, especially like, I'm always somebody who just wants to invite everybody to everything. Yes. I don't want anyone feeling with you else. And it burns me every time because you can't take everybody with you. And sadly, not everybody like is on your level or wants to do the things you do. And if they don't understand, like if you're grinding and living a healthy lifestyle, like because you're doing what you're doing, people might think like, oh, you are bored, or oh, she doesn't drink. That's been a thing for me in every social situation the last like 6 months since I've like started going places. Everyone's like, oh, she doesn't drink. And I'm like, when have I ever said that narrative? Yeah. It's not that I don't drink. Like I'm not like someone that wants to drink. I just choose when I want to drink. Whatever this, it's so weird how people are like, just tell your narrative for you, but it's not the right narrative. It's a falsified narrative. And it's like, even if you did or don't, it doesn't define you. But I feel like sometimes, especially living here, it's like there's not a lot to do. So, like, you go to dinner, you get drinks. That's it. You go to dinner, you get drinks. Like, everything's centered around eating or drinking. And if you choose not to drink, it's weird how, especially being older now and aging, that it's so like, oh, well, she's not drinking. There's not some serious response. It might just be a day I don't feel like drinking. Yeah, and honestly, I'm 30 plus and I feel like absolute shit when I drain. So if I'm drinking, I got to have like 72 hours where I have nothing important coming because it's going to take 3 days to recover. Like it's literally a 3 day response. Yes. It's like weird how if you choose to or you don't, either way, it doesn't matter. I don't, my friends that go hard, like at my birthday, those ladies, you know who you are, you turned up and I did not expect it. I thought I'd be home by 10 and I was asleep on the floor because I was just waiting for everybody to say we're going home. And I loved it. Everybody felt comfortable enough to be like that in that environment. But like, it was funny because everyone's like, I didn't think we turn up at your birthday. And I was like, what? Like, well, you don't drink. And I'm like, something I don't drink. I just don't drink a lot. Yeah. Because it's also really hard to drink a lot when you do a lot. You know, I feel like that's also part of it is you have to kind of ebb and flow and choose when you want to do certain lifestyle things because it really does affect everything else you do. Yeah. Have you ever felt disconnected from your body or your health and fitness goals because of the journey you've been on? What do you mean? So you ever felt like when you feel like you have your goals, you want to get one way, but then you look at yourself and the reflection isn't actually what you're saying. Yes. Oh, I have body dysmorphia. Yeah. I have body dysmorphia. It's one of those things I feel like mm, a lot of trainers and people in fitness do. And I don't want to label other people because there's some mental health side to body dysmorphia, but like being disconnected from the reflection and what you've seen. How has that been for you?
That was probably the hardest part. I remember so vividly, especially during COVID, I would be looking at all these influencers' pages and they're like, keep going, like you'll get there. I luckily have built my explore page to be very healthy. But they're like, keep going. Like, I just hate myself now. I love myself. I remember telling Nico and myself, I'm like, I just can't wait to get there. Like, I cannot wait to stop hating myself. I know that sounds really
No,
sad.
it's true. It's sad. It's a sad reality most people have.
But now it's like, I have moments, everyone has moments where I'm like, geez, I look awful. But if I feel myself having that thought, I literally out loud go, this is an intrusive thought. And I redirect it. And then if we're taking photos or whatever it is, like something you don't feel like taking photos and you got to take the photos, it could do in the online business. I won't look at them. Like I'll get a bunch and I'll be like, something's going to be good, but not in this moment. And I wait and I practice saying things I like them myself if I have a moment and I'm like, this is temporary, it will pass. So
It's good that you know those boundaries. Yeah. And know that honestly, this, like the thought shall too, it will pass. Yeah. Because it's like just a temporary, there's so many things that affect people and the way they see the reflection. It could just be you were triggered by somebody at the gym or something you saw or something you ate or the way somebody said something to you. People are so quick to make comments about your physique. And as a trainer, I'm really starting to learn how to use specified verbiage and be careful of how you say when people are transforming in front of you because you can really trigger people by saying certain things. And so it's like really one of those opportunities to just be mindful of who you are, how you say things, but also subconsciously what you're saying to yourself when you're not even thinking about it. Yeah. What would you say mental health, what role does mental health play for you in your daily life, but also in your fitness journey?
I think it's so important. I think fixing my mental health was a big piece of kind of getting everything to come together. Because when you look at health, wellness, and fitness, I think it's everything. I think you have to look at your mental space, your physical space, and you have to fix both. You can't have one without the other. Because you will look amazing, but if you feel bad, you'll never see it. And that's whose opinion matters the most is your own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy because I'm sure you do this. I can look at anyone and be like, find some quality or trait about them. I'm like, wow, that girl's so beautiful. Look at her hair. That girl's so beautiful. Look at her eyes. And I'm like, I wonder if she knows that. You know what I mean? So,
Do you ever just tell random strangers?
oh yeah, all the time.
I'm really starting to do this because I'm so caught off guard. I have such blue eyes. Of course, having now, as I've gotten older, my features have gotten dark. And every time somebody says something, it happened to Starbucks the other day, and I went, and I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." Like, just the fact that people notice you, and not just because, "Oh, she's so beautiful." Just those little things, like, we were in Water Street a couple weeks ago, and, like, this lady had the most fire outfit on, and I literally, like, shouted. We were, like, a group of 4 kids, like, "Ma'am, your outfit is everything." And she was, like, this moment where she just, like, sank, and she was like, "Oh my god, being serious?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "From head to toe, you are it. Oh my, I don't even know how people can do that." And she was so shocked and so appreciative, and it's like, I want to be that person that, like, if I'm thinking it, I say it. Yes, because I mean, you could turn somebody's whole day around with one nice statement.
Yeah.
Like, I always tell, like, we always say this at the gym, like, we always make everybody high five. There's a whole if you don't listen to Mel Robbins, listen to her talk about it. What happens when you high five something, what it does to your brain chemistry, and the fact that in the world we live in, you don't get a lot of accolades or appreciation. So, like, we always say, like, high five your neighbor, encourage them, make sure you say something nice to them, because that might be the only nice thing that person has before they go to that corporate job that takes everything from you. You might go days without not hearing a single thing that's nice.
Yeah.
And then you also might not be saying the nicest things about yourselves.
Yes.
I want you to go rogue for a second.
Oh, no.
Yeah. We're unfiltered here for a reason. Okay. I want you to give me one or more than one, but if there's one unfiltered take, a fitness myth that you're just so sick of that you just cannot stand, what is one fitness narrative that just is like, if you were just allowed to pop off and rant, what would you say?
Wait,
I've got a few.
okay. I feel like I'm just gonna go for the I hate, like, the trigger words when coaches are trying to get clients and they're like, "We'll lose 5 pounds in 5 minutes. Come with me. You have to train with me." And then giving people, like, bad nutrition advice. That sends me over the edge. Hot take right now, Ozempic, hate it. I feel like some people need it. Some people need it for medical reasons, but I think if you haven't done anything to try to better yourself and then you're jumping straight into that, that's crazy.
Because no, I feel like because being in healthcare, like, you've got your diabetics, you have the people that need it, or you have the people that pair it properly. Like, I've worked with people that, like, they got it to start because they had a lot of weight to lose, had hormonal issues, paired it with health, ate well, good to go. That's it's to be expected. But the fact that, like, anybody can just sign up and get it, and, like, yes, there's health conversations, as they say, health consultations. Yes. I just feel like that's very loosey-goosey term that's being used. But are you necessarily following up or following through with what they're supposed to be doing? Right. If they're just taking that, it does such a disservice for those people, because then you stop taking it and then your body gains it back twice as fast. Right. I feel like that's a lot of fads, though. Like, yeah, I feel like you could just preface that goal subject by fad diets. Yes. And the fact that, like, every single new supplement, new program, new prescription, like, stop trying to quicken results that maybe aren't necessarily supposed to be what you're supposed to have. Yes. And take the time to go through the journey, do the work internally and externally. Because if not, then you put yourself in situations that nobody knows what's coming after you took that fat burner. Yes. Or that supplement. I had many of friends who have had disordered eating. Yeah. And then now we're at the stage of having pregnancies, and that causes difficulty. It's, like, honestly kind of disheartening how when you're young and 20, it means everything to you to be thin, and you do all these crazy things, and no one knows 10 years from now what it's going to do to your body.
I know. And, like, I think the fad diets and Ozempics would trigger me more when it's coming from a professional side because I think people going and asking for it, it's not like you're crazy. I think it's insane if you are prescribing it to someone and you haven't even asked about their lifestyle. You know what I mean?
I know. I feel like that's where it's alarming that, like, ethics so free to prescribe. Yes, one thing, like, I have some friends that have wellness clinics, and I watched one do one of her consultations, and, like, she asked all these questions, and I was like, "Oh, okay." It kind of like I was like, "Right, that there can be okay, cool, like, it is happening." But I think we all know at the alarming rate of that medication was running out past year. Yeah, maybe not everybody's following the right protocols. And sadly, you get away with a lot of things in this country with that. And it's really alarming that, like, this is the direction things have gone.
I know. I just feel like
What do you think it stems from? Do you think it stems from social media and celebrities and just what you see depicted as like the beauty standard? After all of these years later, still, when you go in that grocery store and you see those magazines, do you think it comes from that, or do you think it comes from necessarily people just not being educated enough to know what to do and when to do it?
I think it's probably a combination of things because I think to an extent, like you're responsible for the feed and the information you're taking in. It's your responsibility to be critically thinking about everything that you see. And like a lot of stuff as scholars shocked, we know that we say that doesn't make it easier when you look at yourself. Um, and then I think, at least for me anyways, I used to think it was so unattainable. Like I could never do that. I think so many people feel like that. Like they're like, yeah, I could probably lose 5 pounds, but I would never look like this. And it's like, why? Why couldn't you? You could. Anyone can. You just have to do the work. I also think, well, kind of like you were saying earlier, like people post highlight reel, like this is what I eat in a day, but I didn't show you everything else. People don't see the boring, consistent part of it. And you have to be consistently boring for a period of time before you see results. And I think that can be discouraging.
I honestly think I just had this conversation with a client. She's at their 6-month mark, and like that's what you talked about is, the more you diversify, the harder it gets to stay on track. Yeah. And what people don't want to hear is that simplistic nutrition, consistent workouts. Like if you're a person that's getting your workouts, your trainer, your coach, I just feel like too many people are allowed to be coaches now because if your workouts are drastically changing every week, there's a reason why you have not gotten any results. Like, yes, you are going to do the same program for 3, 4 weeks and then making slight modifications. But if you're doing a different workout every single day, this happens a lot in Tampa, like no shade, but like straight up, like if you're going somewhere different every single day and you don't have a workout split and you're wondering why you're not getting results, like, but you're expending all this energy, that's exactly it. There's this weird phenomenon going on here and I feel like it's because Tampa's getting aesthetically driven, that like everybody loves to do 2 workouts a day and they think it's like they're proud of it. And I'm like, why do you wear that like a badge of honor? Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I don't know if it's just because I'm in it all the time and it's like a full-time job now, but like the way people wear like a badge of honor, like, hi, I did 2 workouts today. And look, well, you didn't go hard enough in your first workout then. Like straight up, like if I'm going at the max I'm lifting and I'm supposed to be lifting, and I'm where I'm supposed to be at. There's no way in hell I'm going to another studio and hitting another class. Like, and that's what blows my mind is those people that do that. There's other issues, and I've been there myself with disordered eating. You're trying to maintain a standard that you can't, but also no one's modifying their caloric intake for their activity level. Nutrition's huge. It's crazy. And it's like if you're doing 2 workouts a day and you're based off your macros of what you were previously supposed to be at, and you're expending twice as much energy, there's a reason why you threw your hormones off. There's a reason why you get injured. All those people doing 2 workouts a day always have ailment. And it's like your body isn't even having enough time to heal, let alone to rebuild in order to go do that next workout. Right. It's crazy. I feel like as we're going to get into it, the more you get into this side of things, it is the one thing I feel like that upsets me about being a trainer here is that we then encourage that behavior. And it's like, oh, well, come do this workout with me. You already worked out once. You're good. Go take a walk, Bayshore, Riverwalk. It's the place to be. Low, steady state cardio is something not enough people do, especially women as you're aging. HIIT style cardio can be very dangerous for people with high cortisol levels. It's like you got to know your body, you got to know your blood type. You truly have to know internally and externally what you should and shouldn't be doing. But like straight up, that is my one unfiltered thing is like, I cannot stand this narrative that doubles is like a necessary thing. And I should be proud of that. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not necessary. But weird. I've never lived anywhere like this. And I'm just like, maybe you should just work harder the first time. Like, that's my response. I feel like such a bitch, but it's like true. It's like, you didn't work hard enough. If you can go do a second workout, like you didn't go hard enough.
And I'm like, it probably just depends what you're training for too. Like if you're training for general health and wellness and some sort of aesthetic goal, you don't have to go 2 times a day to reach it.
Only maybe 5 to 6 days of cardio. That's like something that's been enlightening to me is like in this late 30 phase of life, like 15, 20 minutes, like 3, maybe 4 days a week for my goals. Max, more than that, it's like just, it's actually not good for you. So it's just crazy. Like, you can't also, again, you can't do what somebody else is doing if you don't have the same goals. And no one has the same body structure, body type. Yeah. Unless you're identical twins. So it's like you got to do what's best for you and like keep it moving and be honest with yourselves because trying to keep up with other people does not get you to where you think you're supposed to be going.
All intertwined because it's like back to you're comparing yourself, which I actually like. I like being around people who are super driven, who work really hard because it makes me want to work harder. So you got to know when someone's going too far, or maybe they're training for like a marathon, maybe they're training for some sort of sporting event, maybe they're a professional athlete. That's totally different than what I'm doing. I do not need to do it too.
Well, you can stay in your own lane and also be inspired and celebrate those around you. Yeah. Without compromising what you're doing. Yeah. In a city that is so aesthetically driven and driven by looks, how do you stay grounded? How do you not let it affect you?
I just go back to my whole thing up like, I'm my own person. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Here's how I feel and look my best. It's like that's for me. And I can appreciate other people. People have had work done, people haven't had work done. And I don't know. I've just never had the urge to go super far into that stuff. So
You don't care. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care what somebody does. I don't care what you had done. Own it. If you do get work, own it. That, yeah, like be honest. But like, if you're not harming anybody and you're happy, like, just like, let's just celebrate that. Yes. Like, just because you might not do something or somebody has a different belief system than you, doesn't mean you're right or they're right or you're wrong or they're wrong. Like, that's what's so weird about like just life in general is like, forcibly trying to get somebody to agree to your belief system and being disappointed when somebody believes something different as if it's like, oh yeah, it's like not right. When like I just said something to my Uber driver on Saturday, I said to her, I was like, if God, the powers that be, universe, wherever is above us, if they wanted us all to be the same, we would have. Yeah. Like diversity is the most beautiful thing. And that also comes with thought patterns, processes, activity levels, and actions. So if you could go back to your younger self and there's one thing you could tell yourself, what would you tell yourself?
tell her to get it together. Huh? Like, I'd say be nicer to yourself. That's what I would say. It's so cheesy, but we're all our harshest critic. And I feel like when you have goals or you're not liking something, especially when you're trying to change it, it's the first time you're doing it. Like it's everybody's first time here on earth. You got to be nice to yourself. You got to give yourself some grace when you need to. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not someone, well, this is not true. If we're doing a high intensity workout or I need to be pushed in an athletic setting, I love being all that, being like, oh my God, keep going, keep going. Do I need to call your mom? Like that gets me going. But in my real life and everything else, I need someone to be very nice.
Oh my God, if you want to trigger me to work on, yell at me. It's not it. Don't do it. Don't even, if you're that close to my face, it's going to be really bad for you.
It's how I personal space. No, that's not my thing. But
I'll encourage you. I like to just do the eyebrow thing. I look at our members and I'm like, that's the weight you're choosing right now. And I just look at them and I just casually walk away. And they're just like, wow. And I'm like, well, I could say it, but my eyebrows say it for you. I love it. I love that you see, I love when people do like can yell that because I'm just not that. As an instructor, I just can't. I just don't think of like, and then I'm gonna think like, well, that did I hurt their feelings? Like, that would have like, right? Like, I don't want it, and they're like, because I get so triggered being yelled at.
I would never realize. I don't like seeing a Yoda in life. Oh my God, no. But in a workout setting, like if we're doing, you got 40 seconds on the clock to do as many reps as you can. I'm going to need you to yell at me.
Okay, to get that, I'm gonna just be like, I need you to get it together. That's the mantra now. So tell us about what you're doing now. So what is Well with Kells? How did you get into this space? Like, what do you want to do with it?
Okay. So, well, with Kells, basically, I'm starting an online coaching business. I am taking my test for my cert this month so I can start taking on clients after I'm certified. No.
Yeah, we love education. We love an educated baddie around here.
But I really got into it because of my own journey. And then I'm the oldest of three. So I think naturally I like to look out for people. It's just always kind of been like that. I love helping people. Even in my corporate job, especially at my last job, I have like 9, I call them kids, which I know could be toxic.
Oh, I know. It's the
As, like,
same thing.
I got 9 kids at work, and I love watching them get better, watching them learn, watching them grow. So I do really like that aspect, and I like figuring out and pointing out people's strengths to them too, because I feel like sometimes that's what you need, like your aha moment. Um, and just because of how difficult my own personal fitness journey was, because even I don't know if you could look on a time and be like, wow, she looked like really out of shape. I don't think I've ever looked super out of shape, but it's like I didn't feel in shape. And sometimes I really wasn't in shape at all. So just helping people kind of go over there, like over that bridge. Um, and it's like, I don't know if you felt like this, but sometimes when I post, I'm like, me and my 10 loyal followers, like sometimes I feel so done posting, but then I get one message and it's like, wait, I'm doing this today. Thank you. That helped so much. And I'm like, okay, this is why I posted it. Like I helped a person today.
You know what? I saw the best video the other day about this, and it was like they had 45 likes on a post, and they said 45 likes looks like this, and they flipped it, and they had 45 people sitting in a room. When it literally was everything because we emphasize too often metrics and numbers as if that's value, when that person that might only have 10 followers is sharing really valuable, transformative information. And it's like, it's sadly sometimes not the standard that should be in our arena. In other arenas, it's fine. But in fitness, like you can't speak to the masses. You can't speak to everybody because then you're speaking to no one.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like, but honestly, I'm in this space now because I've been in like the health and fitness space. This is my 10th year in business. Is that if I want to post something, I'm posting it. I liked it.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I liked what I posted. You might not have, but like, I'm also not here to be a people pleaser anymore. Yeah, I'm still covering people pleaser. But at the end of the day, like what you do and your mission, it has to resonate.
Yeah.
So what would you say your goals for 2025 are for your business?
For my business is to host several more challenges. It might be announced tomorrow. Get on board girls, I mean women, because I'm a woman, right? And just help them on their fitness journey. I want to teach them how to start having a healthy lifestyle. I want to show people they can do it even in their 30s. I want to show people they can do it with a full-time corporate job because it's not out of reach. Anybody can do it. You just have to know and sometimes have an accountability partner to help you get there and make it work for you.
What is coaching going to look like? If somebody signs up with you, what does your coaching program entail?
Right now, what it's going to entail is custom macros, custom workouts suited for your goals. And then obviously, well, with Kells, I love the wellness aspect. And I did this in my Christmas countdown challenge. I like implementing like daily gratitude, 10 minutes of stretching, really taking time for yourself and prioritizing self-care. It can be whatever you want. Not everyone likes the same self-care, but I think those things really helped me fix my mindset around it and can help other people too.
I love that. What is going to be, I just did this for myself and I actually loved it. What is going to be your 2025 power mantra? Not just an affirmation, like love the woo woo shit. We all know this, but like it's not enough to just affirm something. What is that power statement? Like, what is going to be that driving force, that statement in your head that when you're feeling down and out, when you're like questioning, no, can I do this? What is going to be that one affirming statement that's going to define your 2025 that's going to keep you leveling up?
Wait, this sounds so silly because I literally did this today. I was like, don't be afraid of success. Like, don't be afraid to succeed. But that's what got me up. So I'm like,
Hey, got you up and it'll get you out. All right, let's go rapid fire and we'll tell everybody where they can find you.
okay,
What's your go-to pre-workout?
my go-to okay, coffee, because I really haven't been drinking it.
No way.
I've been drinking coffee instead.
I'm trying to decrease my caffeine. I think I might die. I know. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'm trying so hard. All right. Cardio or weights? Weights. Favorite athletic brand? Like, who do you wear the most?
Right now, Sharp Vitality. Okay.
Oh, I've never shopped from them. I follow Chloe, though. She's adorable. Have you ever bought from, like, yeah, her and her children are adorable. And I've never bought from them. So what do you like from them?
The cloud material is my favorite. But at like don't need it. But the thing is, I have had these leggings for years, like black leggings, and they're still not see-through, and I wear them very frequently. So
And they're called the Cloud.
the cloud sheen material. Yeah.
I need this though because no shade. You see this Buff Bunny collection. I'm wearing them. The Rosa leggings have not come back recently. And at the free time, they post a video about a launch. I'm in the comments like, are we bringing these back? Like, or am I going to have separation anxiety that I have to accept that my favorite piece of material I've ever worn is not come back? You're like, my Betty. I know that they're like this bitch again. Literally, I'm sorry. I love you. You know that. However, they have made the best material and they have not remade them without out and do pockets. My leggings.
No.
Hits are wide, not gonna let people do it. Happy for you, not for me. I literally cannot stand it. Go-to sneakers when you're lifting.
If it's a leg day, I have the Nike Blazers. If it's anything else, I have Nike Metcons. Those are my favorites.
I know, I feel like I should work for them. I used to have every single option, except for every year I have to get the new ones. All right, are you somebody that has a go-to post-workout meal?
Oh, what a great question. No, I switch it up every time I think. But since I've been going in the mornings, it's been a lot of eggs and some sort of vegetable. So
Now here's the money question. This is like hot topic, hot take here. Do you eat before you lift?
yes. Oh my God.
We just had this conversation at the gym. How far did you go fasted lifting?
How?
I don't know.
I should do fasted cardio one time and I was passed out. I was like, I'll never do this shit again.
I cardio like if I'm awful. Doesn't even phase me. It's the lifting. I get dizzy every time. I like this. If I can't work out in the morning to lift, I guess it gets unless I eat a really solid meal.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat a protein bar or a shake. But like people come into the studio, like have not anything, and then they go heavy, and I think I would die.
I do rice cakes with honey and or sun butter on them or a banana. I have to have something.
Yeah.
Not nothing.
Can't. Yeah, I just can't do it. What's your favorite form of self-care?
What a great question. You'll love this. I like to clean my space.
Yes. God, I felt like such a baddie when I cleaned my whole apartment on Sunday.
If it's organized, I'm like,
Laundry, everything. I felt so good about myself. It's embarrassing.
that's my favorite.
Who's on your workout playlist?
It's all over the place. So you just not like top 5.
If you're in a PR, what are you gonna play?
If I'm hitting a PR, who am I gonna play? Okay, I'm either going whole whoops, like Excision, or right now, Bad Bun was on there. I'll do Meg the Stallion. I go all the way back. Ying Yang Twins was blasting this morning, so it's really everywhere.
It was such a vibe growing up, and it's so inappropriate. And like we were just singing about songs that like we had no idea. Now as a growing adults, I'm like, oh my God, what was my dad thinking? If you could train one person, who would you train? Anybody in the world. And dead or alive, celebrity, doesn't matter.
Would I train anyone in the world?
Could be.
How would you do this?
Because I know mine.
You want to start with yours?
Yeah, it's Meg the Stallion.
Oh my God. Shoot.
Can you imagine? Yeah. And it's like, you know how good it would be to do that?
Yeah.
But like how good you look. And you're doing it. But like body yaddy yaddy. She put the body in body yaddy yaddy. Like how well they're
I tell everyone, if you're ever feeling down and bad about yourself, I assign Megan time. So you have to listen to her for 15 minutes and like affirmations in the mirror.
like nobody power affirmation right there. All right. What's your funniest gym moment?
Probably when I was shit my pants. I'm gonna love that sword puzzle. It was like, oh, it wasn't like inconspicuous. I was literally like clenching my butt while running across Jesus or so. Yeah, it's not good.
What do you want to tell the listeners going? How do you want to end this? Plans, thoughts about life, health, wellness. What is one statement you'd like to make to everybody? Something you think they should know?
I think something that's important is if you have a goal or if you see something you're like, I would like to do that, you should do it because you can do it. Anybody doing something you see that you're like, that's so cool. I wish it. No, not you wish you can because they're a normal person doing it. So just believe in yourself. Don't be afraid to succeed. Trials and tribulations, and just try. Like you can do it.
My crap. Boom. Period. All right. Tell everybody where they can find you and how they can follow you.
You can follow my Instagram at WellWithKells. And that's all.
And what are you launching? because by the time this comes out, it'll be the end of January. So what's going on?
So I'm posting a Galentine's challenge. So for the month of February, pretty much, we'll have workouts, custom macros, meal ideas, and a group of girls for you to hold accountable together. It'll be super fun. Real cute and vibes.
All right, guys, go follow her Well with Kells, and I will see you in the next episode. Stay tuned. We'll talk soon.